Here in Baltimore County, we know that our regional anchors are fundamental to delivering a better quality of life for our residents and neighbors in this amazing jurisdiction. And we know that for over 50 years, Security Square has been one of those anchors. It served as a destination for retail, dining, and small businesses. Unfortunately, also, we know that decades of underinvestment have prevented this economic gem from realizing and living up to its fullest potential. So we know that it's time to renew, revitalize, and reimagine Security Square. And today we continue to do just that. I'm so proud of the important steps that Baltimore County has already taken to jumpstart the transformation in partnership with our state officials. Here in Baltimore County, we've partnered with Set the Captives Free and the OWE Center to open a new state-of-the-art Woodlawn Health Center. We are reinvesting directly in the health and safety of our communities while also making clear that progress needs to be fair, equitable, and accessible to all of our residents. Again, we are very proud to have partnered with Baltimore County's own Speaker Adrian Jones and our other state leaders here today, Senator Sidnor, Delegates Ruth, Delegate Phillips, Senator Brooks, Delegate Sheila Ruth, I got everybody, as well as our councilmen, to make sure that we were able to secure over $30 million of state and county funds for this site's redevelopment. As a result of this historic investment, Baltimore County has already been able to purchase the former Sears building, as well as acquiring the 12-acre parcel surrounding it. That acquisition has granted Baltimore County ownership over more than 1/3 of the overall security site. And that has ensured that we have a voice and a seat at the table for years to come. But we didn't stop there. Reflecting the passion of our neighbors and community leaders who are driving this vision, we also embarked in a comprehensive charrette process this past fall, partnering with the community to actually reimagine this site. That charrette process drew input from over 1,000 of our residents and helped us develop a solution that will rejuvenate Security Square, providing a safe, vibrant, and walkable regional anchor, strengthening the surrounding businesses and residential communities, and providing for those much desired amenities for residents of all ages to shop, dine, live, and enjoy the benefits of a healthy and thriving neighborhood. We know this aspirational plan will not be accomplished overnight. However, our public charrette process positions Baltimore County to move forward with a united vision and to deliver the transformative change we know that so many of our residents want to see and that they deserve, answering the concerns of our underserved communities and meeting the needs of those who live, work, shop, play, and study here. Today, we are excited to announce another critical step to ensure that vision is realized. And I want to thank Deputy County Administrator Sam Sid, who's also joining us, for his work to bring this to conclusion. Today, we're announcing that Baltimore County has reached an agreement to purchase an additional 12-acre parcel to continue and support our long-term vision for this site's redevelopment. This is huge news as we continue and prepare to bring the community together for our final charrette meeting on May 31st. This announcement only further reiterates our commitment to the site and the communities who need and deserve a vibrant regional anchor once again. This work would not have been possible without the many dedicated efforts of our Baltimore County employees, including Deputy A.O. Sid. It would not have been possible without the partnership of Speaker Jones, our delegation, without the support on the local level of the council. And just know that we'll keep working with the community, and together we will continue to work as partners to make sure that shared vision of a reimagined Security Square becomes reality. So with that, I'm happy to turn things over to Speaker Jones.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. I feel he had said it all, the purpose of why we need to be here, but I'm just going to say a few words. What? Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. He's up there and I'm down here. It's okay. We get things done for the people.
That's
okay.
Right. That's right.
Well, I want to thank the county executive for having all of us here today for this important announcement. For years, the community had raised concerns about the future of Security Square Mall. We would hear that constantly. What's going to be done? I had said it myself, because oftentimes when I'm going to Annapolis, I come this way to get to the Beltway, and I would often say, it looks bad. Got to be done. Got to be done. And the county executive also had that same thought process, as well as those you see standing behind me. The county executive, the county council, and all your state representatives listen to those concerns, have made it clear that a community-focused redevelopment is our priority. As many of our anchor institutions and older businesses disappear, local governments must act to revitalize the areas most affected by those closures. And I will add local government and their partners in the state. We can't let these sites fall into disrepair and disuse. Today's announcements shows that our county is taking the bold, proactive approach needed to revive this site. The county and state have devoted tremendous funding, resources, and talent to this project. With the purchase of another portion of this property, Baltimore County continues its commitment to revitalizing Security Square in partnership with surrounding neighbors. This partnership is also our priority. With these capital investments and community first proactive planning and engagement, I have no doubt that this site is on a path to becoming a home to many community anchors and a hub for thriving local businesses. City Security Square's redevelopment is essential to this community. I look forward to seeing the results of the partnership between the county and state that we already had continue, with the surrounding neighborhoods and their vision for the future. I'm going to be brief, so I'm going to end it there and say you stop while you're ahead. I'm hopeful and excited for this new chapter, and I hope you are too. Thank you. Let me do it right. I will now turn it over to a former member of the House and now a member of the County Council, Patrick Young.
Good theme here,
That was a good transition. I appreciate that, Madam Speaker, and I do miss you all in the House, but I do appreciate the consistent and steadfast support for Southwest Baltimore County and the work that we're continuing to do here together. It's good to be back here again. Many of you were here months ago, where we were announcing some of the steps that we were taking. That we've been actively working with the community to make into a realization here. We've seen behind us some of the work that's been done since then, and the conversations have not stopped. The county executive has referenced the charrette process that we've gone through, and we'll be finishing up shortly. The speaker has mentioned about the state commitment that they've been able to make with our advocacy and your advocacy and members of the community. And I'll reiterate something that this was my stomping ground. I grew up right across the highway over there. I remember what this mall and this property was. I know what this property is, and I have a vision, and I know I share it with my community members on what it will be in the future. In that time, there were plenty of excuses that folks could make or reasons for why we didn't see the same sort of investment here as we may have at other places. But I'll say that excuses and negativity is easy to make when nobody wants to dig down hard and do the work that's required to make something good happen. Let's talk about what we have here. A property that's pigeonholed between two federal headquarters. A vibrant, vocal community that has seen what we were and want it to be that again. And I want the community that's listening now, and I want the business community to see that what we're doing collectively as a community, as a government, that we're investing here. Because there's value here, and has always been value here, and we're going to show folks very shortly what value we're going to put here and invest with us. Help us make the community's vision real by realizing what we already know is that this is a vibrant community, this is a valuable piece of land, and what we know could be here could make everybody proud and continue to stay, live, and play in Baltimore County. Thank you very much, and I'd open it up to the other elected officials to speak as well.
Good? All right. Any questions? Jeff?
I know this won't happen overnight, but for people at home,
Yep.
does this take a few years, 5 years, 10 years? I mean, just how long does it take to get all that input, to line up all those different
Yeah.
plans and to make it all into reality?
So I'll defer to Deputy AO Sid on some of the more technical questions we have today, including the charrette process. But I can say I think it's been about a 6-month process where we've opened up the conversation. As I said, over 1,000 people have reached out to us. We're going to conclude that report at the end of this month here, actually back at the OWE Center. We've got a great partner in Pastor Karen Bethia and Set the Captives Free here as well. The work itself is going to take some time. I'm grateful for the speaker and our state partners and Councilman Young and my council partners. We matched the $10 million last year. This year we matched $5 million each, state and local. And so in addition to the purchases that now has the county at the table, we also have money to begin immediately some of the infrastructure work. So we're going to leverage both our ownership of a lot of this site in partnership with the other owners on site who have expressed an interest in partnering with the county to really set the conditions for that full redevelopment that the charrette process led by the community contemplates. And so our hope is that in the year ahead, we'll finish the charrette. We'll begin immediately on infrastructure, parking, greening, etc. And then from there, we can really figure out what is the best path forward to ensuring that vision that's set out through the charrette is actually fully realized after that. You want to talk a little more? Yeah.
Sure.
The big bucks. There you go.
Samir Sid, Deputy Administrative Officer. The county executive essentially covered it. The work ahead will take time, but we're off to a great start. At this point, with this proposed acquisition, we'll have site control of nearly a third of the site, and we'll have a plan that's being finalized by the end of the month to guide our decisions moving forward. There will be phases to the development, and I think it starts with kind of improving the infrastructure, cleaning, greening, making this safe for bikers, walkers, and motorists all at the same time, and having a multimodal feel here, I think is step one, but there will be evolutions to that as we move forward.
One other question I had. At a time when malls in general, bricks and mortar, are facing a lot of challenges,
Yep.
is that what makes the service side of this green space sort of that, I don't know if it's community villages like in Columbia or what we're seeing in the Valley and
Yeah.
or right north, but does it make it more important to be creative?
Sure. I mean, if you read the master plan that we just released recently, it acknowledges and in fact calls for the redevelopment of a lot of these parcels. So our older malls across Baltimore County are really ripe for reimagination and reinvestment. I think security is at the top of that list, and so we're excited to really show what's possible here through that charrette, through the investment. But I think what you'll see in the years ahead is that we'll be looking at all of our older inventory as people's shopping patterns have evolved, as travel patterns have evolved, people are carpooling and driving less. I think that there were missed opportunities to not have this be more green, more walkable, more bikeable. But the good news is we're at the table now. As has been mentioned, because of the state and county partnership, there are unprecedented resources coming into the redevelopment of this site. And we're confident that we have led with our values of being inclusive and partnering with the businesses and the community to make sure that we have a plan that we both know folks have bought into and that we now have the resources behind to show, like, we want security to be the model through which we can reevaluate and reimagine sites across Baltimore County.
And if I could, yeah. And also to your point, your question, this isn't obviously the only example of a valued piece of property that needs redevelopment, needs refocus. And folks can point to other success stories and other, in Baltimore County we have Owings Mills and some of the development over there. You can look down in Baltimore City. You have to look at these all separately with all their own different challenges. I know, and if I'm speaking glibly, Owings Mills had one owner. We've in the past had 5 owners, but now the county is involved. And from talking with previous owners for here, one of those hiccups was trying to get 5 people with different agendas and different focuses and different investments to agree on one particular vision, which was never happening. And they asked for incentive, and part of that incentive was asking for involvement from the county. Well, we heard them, and we've done it, and we're going to continue to do that as well, and looking at what Security Mall could be with that, and I'd say for the first time too, taking that active approach, as you said, looking outside the box, thinking outside the box, starting with a community-led approach with our involvement and our role as county government and local government to make a vision happen when nothing had been happening here before with private ownership. So,
Any thought necessarily what will happen with the trucking school behind us? I know that there's been some complaints from the community.
Sure. Yeah. So, part of the process of taking ownership of the property includes going forward to closing. We're taking ownership of the property free and clear of any leases. The trucking school is a lease tenant, so that will resolve itself as before we take fee simple ownership of the property.
Great. Congratulations. Thank you guys for making it possible. Couldn't have done it together unless we did it together. So.